television. Remember they said truth, justice, and the American way? What is the American way? Well, if you want to know about what the American way is, look at the United States Constitution. Look at the Bill of Rights, those enumerated rights. For the first time in history, a country was established that said, we can live in freedom. The government is here to serve us. For the first time in history, soldiers like you, Vietnam veterans, fought not to preserve the sovereignty of a king, but rather the freedom of a people. And that's something worth fighting for. And if it's worth fighting for, it's something that we've got to make sure we express our gratitude for. Because that Constitution I spoke about, which has laid out the blueprint for the greatest nation the world has ever known, would be meaningless. Put it in a shredder, some people are trying to do today. Put it in a shredder, if not for the American soldier. The brave men and women who throughout every chapter of American history who have stood up and said, I will put my life on the line, I will defend that Constitution, I will defend the free people in this country and around the world, and I will defend and fight and sacrifice for the greatest country the world has ever known. So, to you, Vietnam veterans of Staten Island, New York, we all say, thank you, welcome home, you are our idols, and we love you. God bless America. Thank some people in terms of how we
truly I jest. Andy, it's such an honor to be here every year with you, doing what really needs to be done. As you were doing your presentation at Tottenville High School, guys, I've never felt more proud to be a Staten Islander, to look out to young people from Staten Island. You really made me proud. You really hit something. I think about all the things that you read about in the paper about some kids from Staten Island, the jokes that are made, the stereotypes that we have to endure sometimes. But I got to tell you, you guys really made me proud. Thank you. And to our vets, of course, our very good friends. Every year, this is the 6th year, I've pretty much said the same thing. And for me today, being here is truly an honor. It's a privilege simply to take some time out of our busy schedules every year, just once to really show our appreciation and once again say, thank you for your service. Welcome home.
Listen, a lot has been said. I don't want to say it all, but you know how we feel. I do want to bring one thing to note. As we look at the pictures of the fallen, remember how young they were. I think that we often forget. I kept hearing 19, 20, 19 again. I was 19 when I left with the United States Marine Corps. I was 20 when I was sent over to combat. And you don't realize it then, but we do now as we hit 30 and 40 and beyond. You're just a baby. You're still just a kid. And that's what this country does that's so different. Our most precious resource, most valuable assets that this country has is sitting right there, because that's our future. And it makes me especially proud today to see our next generation, our future, remembering what made this country what it is. So I want to say, I always say thank you to my fellow veterans. You're my brothers, you know I love you, you know I'm with you through thick and thin no matter what. We've chewed some of the same dirt. And I honor you. But I also want to say thank you to the next generation for remembering and for having that sense of pride that is unique to the United States of America. A pride in what these men have sacrificed for understanding that it is their honor, their valor, their courage, and their sacrifice that gives not only you, but the future, your children and your grandchildren, the opportunity at greatness, the opportunity to change the world. So, my brothers, welcome home. Thank you for all you have done. And thank you to the next generation for remembering. Because I'll tell you one thing, I go around the country and I hear about the challenges we're facing and how it's not the same country it was. And I look in your eyes and I'm inspired. And I believe the greatest days for this country are ahead of us because of you. So God bless you all. Thank you.
Preaching to the choir, and that beautiful song.